Imagine this. You've been wasting years of your life complaining about how stuck you are, when all it really takes to change everything is 3 days. Yeah, 72 hours. Sounds insane, right? But here's the truth. They've been lying to you. You've been told you need months of hard work, some magical life coach or endless self-help books to fix your life. It's all nonsense. You don't need more information. You need action. Now. And here's the crazy part. When I stopped overthinking and made real changes in just 3 days, it was like waking up from a coma. The life you want isn't out of reach. It's just waiting for you to get serious. So, ask yourself, are you ready to stop being your own excuse? Deep message. Most people will waste their entire lives waiting for the right time to change. But what if the right time is right now? You don't have to be stuck in this never-ending loop of frustration and regret. 3 days can change everything if you're willing to embrace discomfort, let go of your excuses and commit fully. The world doesn't owe you time. You owe it to yourself. Habit 1. Set daily priorities and stick to them. Most people spend their days like headless chickens, busy but not productive. You wake up, check your phone, respond to messages, and then spend the rest of the day reacting to whatever comes your way. By the end of it, you're exhausted. But what did you actually accomplish? Probably nothing that moves the needle in your life. That's because you didn't set clear priorities. My personal experience. I used to start my mornings with whatever popped into my inbox, and it felt like I was working hard all day. But when I looked back, I hadn't made any real progress on my goals. It was like running on a treadmill. I was moving, but I wasn't going anywhere. Everything changed when I started setting 3 priorities for the day, non-negotiables that had to get done no matter what. The first week was tough. I kept getting distracted and falling back into my old habits. But as soon as I started cutting out the noise and focusing only on those priorities, I noticed something crazy. I had more time. I was more productive in less time. It was like a weight had been lifted off my shoulders. How to apply it? Every morning, or the night before, decide on the top 3 things you need to accomplish. These aren't nice-to-haves or if-I-have-time tasks. These are the tasks that, if you finish them, will make the day a success. Everything else is just noise. Start your day with your number 1 priority. Don't check your phone, don't respond to emails, don't even think about opening social media until that task is done. The satisfaction you'll feel after completing it will give you momentum for the rest of the day. The real reason most people don't get anywhere in life is that they confuse movement with progress. Being busy makes them feel like they're doing something, but busyness is just a trap. When you prioritize your day, you stop letting external distractions dictate your life, and you start controlling it yourself. This habit forces you to cut the fluff, to stop making excuses, and to take responsibility for how you spend your time. If you can master your day, you can master your life. The question is, are you willing to stop living on autopilot and start choosing your direction with purpose? When you set clear daily priorities and stick to them, something incredible happens. You gain a sense of control that most people never experience. You stop feeling overwhelmed by 1,000 little tasks pulling you in different directions, and instead, you start taking charge of your time. That's when real progress happens. Every decision you make in the day either brings you closer to your goals or pulls you further away. By setting daily priorities, you train your mind to focus on what matters most. It's like putting on blinders to everything that doesn't align with your bigger vision. And once you start seeing the results, those small but significant wins, it becomes addictive. You realize how much time you were wasting on things that don't matter. Habit 2. Declutter your space. Your physical environment is a reflection of your mental state. If your space is cluttered, chances are your mind is too. Many people underestimate the impact that a messy room, desk, or house has on their productivity, mood, and even their mental clarity. Decluttering isn't just about organizing stuff. It's about creating an environment that fosters calmness, focus, and creativity. In other words, when you clean up your space, you clean up your mind. My personal experience. I used to think that my messy workspace didn't affect me. I would tell myself, it's just organized chaos. I know where everything is. But deep down, I could feel the weight of the clutter. There was always a lingering sense of stress in the background. It wasn't until I forced myself to clean everything, desk, closet, and even my digital files, that I noticed the shift. Suddenly, I could breathe easier. My mind felt lighter, and I found myself being more focused and less distracted. Every time I walked into that clean space, it was like walking into a fresh start. The mess had been a constant mental burden that I wasn't even fully aware of until it was gone. Why decluttering matters. Clutter is a form of visual noise. It constantly demands your attention, even if you're not actively thinking about it. A cluttered environment can lead to decision fatigue, stress, and a feeling of being overwhelmed. Whether it's piles of clothes on the floor, paperwork stacked on your desk, or a fridge filled with expired food, every bit of clutter is another thing your brain has to process. Here's the controversial part. People hold on to clutter because it's a crutch. We tell ourselves we might need that old shirt, those unused gadgets, or that stack of magazines from 3 years ago. But the truth is, clutter is often tied to emotional baggage. We hold on to things out of fear that we'll need it someday, or fear of letting go of the past. But by decluttering, you're not just cleaning your space. You're making the statement that you're ready to let go of what no longer serves you. You're clearing space, both physically and mentally, for what's to come. How to apply it. Start small. You don't need to declutter your entire house in one day. Begin with one area that you spend a lot of time in, like your desk or your bedroom. Take 15 to 30 minutes and get rid of anything that doesn't add value to your life. Ask yourself, do I use this regularly? Does this bring me joy? If not, it's time to let it go. And here's the key. Don't just shove everything in a drawer or a closet where it's out of sight. Truly let it go. Donate, recycle, or throw it away. Once you've decluttered your physical space, turn to your digital space. Your desktop, email inbox, and phone are likely full of digital clutter. Files you don't need, apps you don't use, emails you'll never read. Take the same approach. Clear out what's unnecessary and organize the rest in a way that makes sense. The deep message. When you declutter your space, you send a powerful message to yourself. You are in control of your environment and, by extension, your life. It's not just about having a neat room. It's about creating a space that aligns with your goals, values, and the person you want to become. It's about removing the distractions, both physical and mental, that are keeping you from living fully in the present. Clutter isn't just stuff. It's often tied to our attachment to the past or our fear of the future. Decluttering is about letting go of the things that don't serve you anymore and making room for what truly matters. It's a habit that can seem small but can make a massive difference in how you feel and operate daily. The clearer your space, the clearer your mind. And with a clear mind, you'll find it easier to focus, to create, and to move forward with purpose. Remember, your environment either empowers you or drains you. What's it going to be? Are you ready to let go of the clutter and give yourself the space to thrive? Habit number 3, journal every morning. There's something magical about writing your thoughts down first thing in the morning. It's like giving your brain a chance to empty itself, to lay out all the cluttered thoughts that usually go unchecked. Morning journaling isn't about having perfect grammar or crafting some poetic entry. It's about unloading everything that's swirling around in your mind. It can be as simple as asking yourself, "What am I thinking about?" or "What's bothering me?" The truth is, most people never take the time to reflect on their thoughts. They wake up and dive straight into the chaos of the day, responding to emails, social media, or other people's demands, and this leaves them disconnected from themselves. But journaling allows you to start your day on your terms, with clarity, intention, and focus. The personal experience. For the longest time, I didn't see the point in journaling. I thought it was something only overthinkers or deep people did, and honestly, I didn't have time for that. But I hit a point in my life where I felt like I was always reacting to problems, reacting to stress, reacting to other people's opinions. I wasn't in control of my thoughts or my emotions. One morning, I decided to give journaling a shot. I grabbed a notebook and just started writing whatever came to mind. At first, it felt pointless, but within minutes, I noticed something strange. Thoughts that had been tangled up in my head for weeks suddenly seemed so much clearer on paper. It was like I could see the patterns in my thinking, the same fears, anxieties, and frustrations repeating themselves over and over. The more I wrote, the more I understood what was really bothering me, and most importantly, I could figure out what I needed to do about it. Journaling became my mental reset. Every morning I'd sit down with my thoughts, and by the time I was done, I felt like I had a game plan for the day. That mental fog that used to cloud my mornings, gone. Why journaling works. Morning journaling helps you connect with yourself before the noise of the day takes over. It's like having a one-on-one conversation with your mind, and it forces you to slow down, take stock of your feelings, and get clear on what matters. Journaling also helps you spot negative thought patterns. When you write down your thoughts, you see them for what they really are, often irrational or exaggerated worries that don't hold much weight. It gives you perspective. Instead of letting your emotions run wild throughout the day, you can process them in a controlled way, right at the start. Another benefit, journaling helps you set the tone for the day. You can use it as a tool for goal setting, for affirmations, or simply to express gratitude. It gives you a sense of purpose and direction before you face the world. How to apply it? Here's the best part. There's no right or wrong way to journal. It can be bullet points, sentences, random thoughts, or even sketches, whatever helps you get things out of your head and onto paper. Some days you might have a lot to say. Other days it might just be a few lines. Both are fine. Start by committing 5 to 10 minutes each morning. Grab a notebook or even use the Notes app on your phone and just start writing. You can ask yourself questions like, what am I feeling today? What's stressing me out? What are my top goals for the day? What's something I'm grateful for right now? The important thing is to get your thoughts flowing. Don't overthink it, just write. Over time, you'll notice patterns in your thinking, and you'll start to understand yourself on a deeper level. The deep message. Journaling is like holding up a mirror to your mind. It forces you to confront your thoughts, your emotions, and even your excuses. It's raw, honest, and sometimes uncomfortable, but that's where growth happens. Most people avoid self-reflection because they're scared of what they'll find. They'd rather distract themselves with busyness, social media, or other people's problems than face their own. But here's the truth. You can't change your life until you face yourself. Journaling every morning is a powerful way to do that. It's a chance to declutter your mind, to get to know yourself, and to start each day with intention. It's not about writing perfect entries or making your life sound more exciting than it is. It's about being brutally honest with yourself. And from that honesty, you can create real change. If you want clarity, if you want control over your emotions, if you want to stop reacting to life and start living it, start journaling. The most important conversation you'll ever have is the one you have with yourself. Are you ready to start listening? Habit 4. Exercise daily. We all know that exercise is good for us, but let's be real. Most people don't do it regularly. And why? Because they treat it like a chore, something they should do but would rather avoid. But here's the thing. Daily exercise isn't just about building muscles or losing weight. It's about training your mind as much as your body. The benefits of daily movement go far beyond physical health. It sharpens your focus, boosts your mood, and teaches you discipline. It's the foundation of a strong mind and body, my personal experience. There was a time in my life when I would only work out occasionally, whenever I felt like it. I told myself I was too busy most days to exercise. But the truth was, I lacked discipline. My energy levels were inconsistent, I felt sluggish, and my mood would swing based on how stressed or tired I was. I didn't see the bigger picture, how daily movement could become a keystone habit that impacted every other area of my life. One day, I decided to make a change. I started small, committing to just 10 to 15 minutes of exercise each day. It didn't have to be anything intense, just something to get my body moving. At first, it was hard to stay consistent, but I kept at it. After about 2 weeks, I noticed a shift. Not just physically, I felt more energized, more focused, and more in control of my mood. That daily movement became a non-negotiable part of my routine, and over time, it became easier. Now, it's one of the first things I do every morning. It sets the tone for my entire day. Why daily exercise matters. Daily exercise does more than just improve your physical health. It transforms your mindset. It's a way to build mental toughness. Every time you push yourself to move, even when you don't feel like it, you're training your mind to resist excuses. You're proving to yourself that you can take control of your body and your life. Exercise releases endorphins, which are known as feel-good chemicals. These endorphins naturally boost your mood, reduce stress, and improve mental clarity. It's no coincidence that some of the most successful and disciplined people make exercise a core part of their daily routine. It's not just about aesthetics, it's about maintaining mental resilience and emotional balance. Here's the controversial part. If you're not making time to move your body, you're neglecting your most important asset, your health. Excuses like, "I'm too busy" or "I don't have the energy" are just that, excuses. Everyone is busy, everyone feels tired. But if you can't find time to prioritize your body, how can you expect to show up fully in other areas of your life? You can have all the goals in the world, but if your health is in decline, you're holding yourself back. How to apply it? You don't need a gym membership or fancy equipment to exercise daily. The key is to start small and stay consistent. Whether it's a brisk walk, some bodyweight exercises, yoga, or a 10-minute HIIT routine, find something that gets your heart rate up and your body moving. Start with 10 to 15 minutes of exercise every day. Don't worry about intensity or perfection. Focus on building the habit. Over time, you can increase the duration and intensity as it becomes part of your daily life. The key is to show up consistently, even when you don't feel like it. Find what works for you. Some people thrive in the gym, while others prefer working out at home, going for a run, or practicing yoga. The type of exercise doesn't matter as much as the act of moving your body daily. Just get moving, and don't overcomplicate it. The deep message. The discipline you build through daily exercise spills into every other aspect of your life. When you push your body to move every day, you're teaching yourself to take action, even when it's uncomfortable. That discipline translates into how you approach your work, your relationships, and your goals. It's about cultivating a mindset that values effort, persistence, and consistency. Your body is the only place you have to live. It's your vehicle for navigating life, and if you're not taking care of it, you're making everything else in your life harder. Exercise isn't just about looking good. It's about feeling good, thinking clearly, and showing up as the best version of yourself. The time you invest in your health will pay dividends in every area of your life. And here's the honest truth. If you can't take 10 to 15 minutes out of your day to move your body, you're lying to yourself about what's important. You'll never find time. You have to make time, because once your health starts to decline, nothing else will matter. You won't care about your career, your goals, or even your relationships if your body is falling apart. Habit 5. Limit social media to 15 minutes a day. Social media is a double-edged sword. On one hand, it connects us to the world, keeps us informed, and offers endless entertainment. On the other hand, it's a black hole for productivity, self-esteem, and focus. Let's be honest. Most people waste hours scrolling through Instagram, TikTok, or Facebook, consuming content that does nothing for their well-being. Social media platforms are designed to keep you hooked, and before you know it, you've lost half your day to mindless scrolling. Why limit social media? If you're serious about transforming your life, this is a habit that will give you back time, the most precious resource you have. Imagine all the things you could accomplish if you weren't glued to your phone for hours every day. Reducing your social media consumption to just 15 minutes a day forces you to use it intentionally, rather than letting it control you. It's about breaking free from that constant need for validation and the endless comparison trap that social media creates. Here's a hard truth. Social media is one of the biggest thieves of your mental health. Whether it's the endless highlight reels of other people's lives or the echo chamber of negativity, it slowly chips away at your confidence, your focus, and your ability to be present. Limiting your time online means reclaiming your mental space and energy for things that actually matter: your goals, relationships, and personal growth. My personal experience. There was a time when I was completely addicted to social media. I would check my phone the moment I woke up, scrolling through my feeds like it was a morning ritual. It didn't seem like a big deal until I started to notice how drained and anxious I felt afterward. I'd compare myself to the people I followed, feeling like I wasn't achieving enough or living up to their perfect lives. The constant barrage of news and opinions also fueled my stress, keeping me in a state of low-level anxiety without me even realizing it. One day, I decided to put a hard limit on my social media usage: 15 minutes a day. It was hard at first. I'd catch myself instinctively reaching for my phone whenever I felt bored or had a free moment. But after a few weeks, something incredible happened. My focus improved. My mood became more stable. I stopped caring about what strangers on the internet were doing, and I started focusing on what I wanted to achieve. It was like I had been living with a mental fog, and suddenly it cleared. Why it works? Social media platforms are built to exploit our brain's dopamine system. Every like, comment, or notification triggers a small dopamine release, which keeps you coming back for more. It's addictive. And the more time you spend on these platforms, the harder it becomes to disconnect. By limiting your usage to 15 minutes a day, you're breaking that cycle. You're teaching your brain that you don't need constant external validation or stimulation to feel good. Here's the thing. 15 minutes is more than enough time to check in on the people you care about, see any important updates, and maybe watch a funny video or two. Any time beyond that is just mindless consumption. When you limit your social media usage, you start to realize how much time you've been wasting, and you can redirect that time into something more meaningful. How to apply it? Set clear boundaries. Use a timer or an app to limit your social media usage to 15 minutes a day. You might think that's extreme, but it's a game changer. You'll be forced to use your time wisely, whether that's catching up with a friend, learning something new, or checking the latest news. Another powerful tip is to create social media-free zones in your day. For example, don't check your phone in the morning when you wake up or right before bed. Instead, use that time to focus on yourself. Read, journal, meditate, or plan your day. You'll be amazed at how much more productive and peaceful your day becomes when it's not bookended by mindless scrolling. My deep message. Social media, if left unchecked, can dominate your life. It creates a false sense of connection while robbing you of genuine human interaction. It distracts you from your own path, making you more focused on what everyone else is doing. But here's the truth. No one else's journey matters as much as your own. When you limit your time on social media, you're taking control of your attention. You're no longer at the mercy of algorithms designed to keep you addicted. You become intentional with your time, energy, and focus, which are your most valuable assets. You also start to value real connections, face-to-face conversations, deep discussions, and moments of solitude, more than fleeting likes and comments. Habit 6. Go outside for 30 minutes. We live in a world where we're more connected to our screens than we are to nature. It's ironic because, as human beings, we're biologically wired to thrive in natural environments. Yet most people spend their days cooped up indoors, glued to their phones, computers, or TV screens, rarely stepping outside. Going outside for just 30 minutes each day is one of the simplest but most transformative habits you can adopt. It reconnects you with nature, clears your mind, and boosts your mental and physical health in ways you probably don't even realize. Why go outside for 30 minutes? There's a reason why taking a walk in the park, sitting by a lake, or just standing in the sunlight feels so refreshing. It's because our bodies need nature. Being outside exposes you to fresh air, natural light, and the grounding energy of the earth. Studies have shown that even short periods spent outdoors can reduce stress, improve mood, boost creativity, and enhance overall well-being. It's like pressing the reset button for your brain. Here's the controversial part. Staying indoors all day is making you anxious, tired, and mentally drained.